Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi, everybody. We are going to jump right into the Yak Chat because yesterday with Sarah here, and we thank her for doing that. We didn't get to finish our Yaks. So, and we are very excited because we have guests in studio today to promote the fastest bartender contest. The greatest bartender in the history of the world, Mr. Billy Reilly, will be joined by the one and only longtime lifer, friend of the show, and a man I consider one of my best buddies ever, Mr. James Tiberius Cirrito, who I really did not get a chance to chat with enough when I was at his fine establishment when my daughter graduated.
It's really great that they're both here because what's happened is Jimmy has been able to draw Billy up. Billy is shy, and Jimmy's been able to warm him up this morning.
I will tell you this, that both of these gentlemen, I urge you to take a look at them, kids. You'll see what a lifetime in the bar business does to one's face. Anyway, no, I'm kidding, of course.
Google the word craggy.
Craggy. They will be joining us to talk about the fastest bartender contest. But now, without further ado, we're going to pick right up from yesterday. We're going to get right into the Yaks. This next
bonus
call
Yaks, bonus.
Is entitled Dream Lady. Let's listen.
Hi. I'm calling from Rochester, New York. It's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
And I just woke up. I had a dream about being in a casino, and I was looking around to see if they had $5 blackjack tables. That's what I would usually like to play, but casinos don't have it.
What?
And there was other stuff going on, but it's too hard to explain. So,
okay, clear your throat.
That's all that's on my mind at this time in the morning.
Susan, I've had casino dreams.
I have too.
Thank you, Dream Lady. I've had casino dreams multiple times. In various degrees of success usually.
Or is your dream about trying to find a cheap table though?
No, my dream is about hitting the big one.
Me too.
It's unfortunate.
And also, I don't think she should clear her throat. Have you ever seen the phenomenon of when they take all the rust off of an engine and it doesn't run anymore?
Oh, so
I'm afraid
when did he get back?
If she cleared her throat, she might pass.
Are you ready for a guest suggestion?
Yes, I love it.
Don't remember it, but here's the call.
Hey, Mike, Rob, Oscar. This is Dave from Pennsylvania.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, F that guy from the Perkins commercials. Forget that idiot.
Okay.
Try to get that guy who was in the insurance commercials with the big bird, with the emu. I bet that guy'd be a good guest.
No, I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't like those. No. But I appreciate it. As far as the guy from Perkins, no. How many hoops did they want you to run through for this idiot? You know how many? I mean, really? I mean, it was, come on. We were going to give this guy a little spotlight. He doesn't get interviewed.
No,
come on.
No. And we don't do insurance people guests. We don't do Flo. We don't do that guy with the emu. They can just get bent.
Not big advertising.
No.
We don't do that. Although Perkins, you might say, is a pretty decent sized chain, but we don't do that.
Well, he also played the president.
Now, how much of this was them making you go through hoops, and how much of this was your usual deal where you get guests sometimes, but it's a struggle for you?
Well, what happened is that he was into it, and his agent. All the best theatrical agents, Mike, are based in North Carolina because I spoke to his agent, and his agent said...
Did he really have a Southern accent?
As thick as tar. And he said that they're going to look in, and Perkins said no. Perkins said no.
Fine.
And I followed up with Perkins, and they didn't send me anything, not even so much as a pie.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But anyway, who's next? Anybody coming in the pipeline? Any exciting guests?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Jack Diamond will be joining us in studio to talk about the demise of his show and the future of his show, which should be fun.
Very good.
And
Very good.
Also, we are still working out with Vern Lundquist with CBS.
All right, well, that's good. And the lady, I wish there were more people that liked this Gentleman Jack the way I like Gentleman Jack. They renewed it for a second season, so work on that Saran Jones.
Yes.
I'm watching her other show right now because of the recommendation of a listener, which is called Dr. Foster. So
I have reached out to her people, but they're all British agents, so they won't sound like they're from North Carolina.
And they'll get back to you at midnight. Let's take another call on the TMOS Yak Shack. Let's listen. This says nice guy.
Oh, nice guy.
I hope it is.
Where am I calling from? The toilet. That's where I'm calling from. I'm constipated.
Oh.
There's a dirty Q-tip on the floor.
Oh, no!
I just got laid off.
And laid off. I'm sorry.
I can't poop. Oh, Christ. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck you, man.
Whoa! 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 What the heck was going on there? Who would have let that get on the air?
Is that our second call from Alan Wenzel?
All right, now we've gone through, this is part 2. Okay. 2 days in a row with the Yak Shack. We have a true drunk. That's what I put on this. Good. Let's listen to our true drunk of the day.
So, this is Bill from Fredericksburg, and it's going to 2 a.m. on a Saturday. I don't know what Saturday. But I just want to say this.
What?
I'm taking your challenges very, very seriously, so I am calling you while I am intoxicated. And I'm leaving a note, a reminder in my phone that I need to call you in the morning. Because, Mike, you wanted to hear a call from us in the morning.
People are listening to what I asked for.
That's what you're going to get, boys. You ask, you shall receive. So this is Bill from Fredericksburg, and this is my intoxicated phone call. My I have been drinking adult beverages phone call. My, hey, it's time to go to sleep phone call. So you get a little bit of both. A little bit of everything. Hopefully I'll call you in the morning, boys. Good night.
You know what's so great about that one is that you know how different liquors and different beverages. No, different beverages give you a different feeling when you're drunk. Like a red wine is usually a very friendly drunk, but also there are different eras of your drunk, and that is he is at the exact moment where he thinks he's doing great. He really thought he was doing great.
Interestingly, the next call is same different guy.
Oh, good.
So let's see. That usually means Did he
label it too?
No. Same different guy means that he might have called back in a different state of mind. Let's listen.
Good morning.
Oh, he's up again.
Bill from Fredericksburg.
Hi.
Good morning.
He's sober.
Yeah.
Woke up and was thinking, hey, Mike, comes to camping, dude.
What?
Just
camping.
Grow up. Go out. Go camp with your son. Your son's going to see this. He's going to see.
Stop drinking.
Dad's having fun. We're all having fun. We're going camping. He's going to love it. 1, 2. You're going to have fun with him. He's going to see, oh, look, outdoors is fun. Doing all this adventure is fun. Glamping, dude, that's for the ladies. I hate to, hey, what? I mean, come on now. I'm not wrong. Can't get my wife to go camping with me. But, we'll just say. And it's not something you need to tell him that.
He's still drunk.
He is, yeah. I was going to say.
Let's go soft, man. And try and build a strong, virile young man. So take him camping. Build a character. Puts hair on his chest, even though he's only 5. Could be good for both of you. All right. So that's all I got.
That's all I got.
Later, guys. I'll hang up and listen.
I'm very pleased that this man was drinking a lot the night before, woke up maybe still with a little alcohol in his blood, and was still thinking of us in the show. I think that's awesome.
I'm pretty sure he left himself a note. It was that important. And I like the fact that he was
terrific.
Drunk and he was going between the word camping and camping.
And I will take that under advisement. Look, we're up in one of the great camping areas of the world.
Maybe the best.
Acadia National Park. There's none better. So, I'll take it under advisement. It's just, tents.
I don't think,
stuff.
You know what, that guy sounds like he likes a tent. You're not a tent guy.
I'll bring her. I'll bring the missus and let her do the work.
But you don't even want to sleep in a tent. You're a cabin guy.
Well, look, the plan is, if you want to know the truth, the plan is that we have said that we would do it. We say a lot of stuff. Every year we say we're going to do the flower beds. We never do the flower beds.
Right.
Every year we say we're going to do this. We don't do this. But the one thing we've talked about a lot is a tent on the deck to sleep under the stars.
You could do that.
5 feet from the house.
Yeah.
That might happen. Let's take a call from Mr. Dan Cortez, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Mike, TMOS, Dan Cortez here from Salt Lake City.
Hello.
Mike, I don't know how you do it. I'm at my wit's end with these octogenarian blue hairs in this effing state.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about them always being an inch from your rectum. This wizened octogenarian was literally on my ass in Nicole's checkout line, and she's got to get back to her Buick hospice to get to the Blue Plate Special at
I'm influencing Dan.
p.m. Thank goodness, it's almost casket time. All I have to say.
Casket time.
I'm going now, lock myself in my house, and renew my TMOS bonus package.
There
Atta
you
boy.
go.
Get it.
Thank you, Dan.
Live it.
Thank you.
Breathe it.
Thank you, Dan.
Love the show.
It's kind of channeling me. I like that.
Do you like Kohl's? The store Kohl's?
No, not a fan.
Me neither.
Not a fan.
But I think if it's casket time and Kohl's sold a casket, they should spell it with a K. And it would be the Kohl's
if they
casket.
sold it, it'd be a Tommy Hilfiger casket. Let's get to.
It'd be a little too small for me.
Yeah, it'd be a little cotton, cheap Tommy Hilfiger
wrinkled casket.
Hey, Rob, remember that great picture I was talking to you about?
Yes.
Yeah, it's gone. Let's. Next call says Cookie Monster.
Hey, Mike. I just downloaded the Cookie Monster voice for my Waze directions, and I noticed that it doesn't sound like Cookie Monster. It sounds like your impression of George Lopez. And now I'm wondering if Cookie Monster just sounds like your impression of George Lopez.
Give me a break.
It got me thinking that I would love to hear you do an impression of George Lopez doing Cookie Monster. If any of you guys are still using Waze, check out the Sesame Street voice, and maybe you'll agree with me. Oh, this is Dan from Delaware.
Hi, Dan.
I want a cookie. Give me a break. That's right. Yum, yum. Next one says for real. Have no idea what it is.
Good evening, gentlemen. This is Pat calling from Southern Virginia.
Oh.
You know, I've been listening to y'all for many years now.
Oh, great.
And, you know, honestly, I'm just calling to see if y'all can help me out.
It's a fake accent.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I seem to run into a brick wall as far as new recipes to try in the kitchen right now.
Okay.
And I've always wondered, what is the recipe for Robert Sweet Wax tater tot casserole? I would love to know, just because I need some new, fresh ideas.
All right, do you think he deserves it, or is he just
Please
busting
let me know.
balls?
I just love to try something out.
Well, if I did it, it wouldn't be with a fake accent. Here, I can give it to you in about 20 seconds.
All right.
Brown a pound to a pound and a half of ground beef with some onions and celery in a pan. Drain it. Add a large can of cream of mushroom soup. Mix it up. Put it into a greased casserole. Cover with shredded cheese. Cover with tater tots. Bake at 300 till the tater tots are done. And try to ignore the disgusted face on Maddie Masiello's face. Because she right now looks like I just showed her a dog turd.
Hey, Maddie, who's hungry? Listen up. Who's hungry, Maddie?
Serve with flarp.
Hey, Maddie, that doesn't appeal to you, that particular casserole?
I cannot say it does.
You have to try it.
It's really good. With a little sour cream.
Pony,
Nice.
have you Pony, I didn't know you were there. Have you tried it?
Oh, I've made it.
You've made it?
Yeah.
The only difference, I use 1 can of cream of mushroom and 1 can of cream of celery.
You are ruining it.
No, why would he be? That doesn't sound like it would be bad.
Actually,
that's plenty of salt.
Actually, I know it is plenty of salt. Actually, I think all Campbell's cream of soups are pretty much interchangeable.
Yeah, basically.
I don't think there's more than a mushroom in the whole can.
Yeah, the condensed ones are.
Yeah,
And by the way, we made pot roast the other day in a slow cooker.
Yes.
And the onion soup was the one element we left out. Never again. You need that salt content when you have a cheaper cut of meat.
Also,
the
chemicals soften the meat.
That's the chemicals that they have in the artificial. Next one is Dan from New York.
Hi, guys. This is Dan from Ticonderoga, New York.
Ticonderoga.
Mike, now that you're back in New England, I just wanted to suggest a beverage for you. It's Woodchuck Hard Apple Cider, and it's Gumption. It's excellent, and it goes with just about anything. And
I love the name.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always call.
Oh,
Dan.
Oh, he's an ass.
Is that now? Why? Now, I
he's
know
trouble.
that
He's trouble. Always has been trouble.
Woodchuck Ale.
I've
That's
had
Dan.
it.
What was his? I forgot what his. He had problems with everybody.
Yeah, well, he started to get involved, and then we started to give him that song that sort of a Weird Al Yankovic treatment of the Leslie Gore song. Not Leslie Gore, Petula Clark. And so he said he was going to start to sell T-shirts that said Dan Town. and we said, not okay, our joke, and they don't merit. And that woodchuck cider is okay, but I think all of those ciders are pretty much interchangeable. They all just sort of taste like sour apples.
Well, there you go. Dantown, if you want to know, Rob hates you. Let's take another call right now.
Burn in hell, Dantown.
This is simply Lamp. I have no idea, although I think it might be some Anchorman reference, but I don't know. Let's listen.
I love carpet.
That's one of your wacky
That's the wrong thing I put in there.
Hey, Mike, Steve Carell called the Yak Shack with really great fidelity.
They got cross-promoted. That's from my soundboard. I'm tired. The next call comes from a nice lady. Want to hear a nice lady? Let's listen to this.
Well, hello, fellas.
Hi.
And this is Molly from good old Spokane, Washington. Mike, you said to call for bitching about you and stuff. Well, I'm calling to say you rock.
Hey.
You're awesome. The show is awesome. Rob and Oscar are awesome. Pony and Maddie, they're super duper awesome too.
Wow.
But Mike, you are the man. You're the man.
Thank
okay?
you.
So, cheer up.
No.
Take that frown and make it upside down.
Yeah, make it upside down.
So I'm going to sing you a
she's
little
drunk.
song.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, a song?
Don't go changing.
Aw, Billy Joel.
Okay, it's turning.
Michael Mara, don't go changing.
It's a really accurate representation of the song. Do.
She may come back later.
You know what?
Like at the end of the Yak Shack.
I don't think that, I think it's nice that she complimented all of us, but not a kind word for Dahlia.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is Dahlia on campus today?
She is, and I like it when the interns are mentioned.
You're showing off for Dahlia. The next call is a good critique. Good critique. Let's listen.
Good evening, gentlemen of the TMOS world.
Hello.
I'm calling from Boston, but this is Chris from Bel Air, Maryland, and kind of put down a bottle of wine tonight by myself. Not so special. Anyway, I was calling on this anniversary of the Caps' first Stanley Cup win, and I was in Boston last year when they won it, and I just want to let you guys know that it sucks that the Caps are not in it this year. But the main reason I'm calling is because, Mike, you're saying a thing that's driving me bonkers in that when you say, I could care less, it actually means that you actually could care less.
That's right. It's couldn't.
Should be, I couldn't care less. Means the thing that you don't care about is so minute.
I get it. Let me hang up on you. I get it. I don't mean to cut you off. You're right. You're right, lady.
Mike, I don't mind. That doesn't bother me. And let me say this about you.
Yes.
Don't go changing.
Okay. I couldn't care less about either one of those statements, yours or hers. I couldn't care less.
Do you find it weird that the Caps fans are celebrating the anniversary of winning a cup?
Yes, I do. It's a loser activity.
It is exactly what I said to my
dad.
It's
a loser activity, okay? And that's 40 years of losing, of showing up when they were losing. You know, hey, they'll be back. They've got a good organization, as they say in Canada. And I hope the Caps come back. And there's nothing like the Stanley Cup. And congratulations to the St. Louis Blues. Hope you have a big parade and hope you have a lot of fun. This next one is about Spirit Airlines. I'm not happy because, I'm flying that out to Vegas.
Yeah, it's a great
I'm an idiot.
It's a great organization.
Here's a review.
Hey, guys. It's Alex from Bel Air, Maryland.
Another Bel Air.
I'm really excited for the Vegas trip. My brother-in-law, Johnny Hicks, and I are coming out there. And we're really excited. I am even more excited, however, for the Tuesday show after the Vegas trip to hear about Mike's awful experience flying on Spirit Air. It is by far the worst airline that I've ever been on. So that is something I'm looking more forward to than the actual show out in Vegas. So can't wait for the Yaks to come in November.
I'm going to be drinking on both flights, so don't worry about it.
Wow.
I hope I'm going to be drinking on the Sunday flight home.
I think that's how they named the airline, isn't it? After the Spirits.
Yeah. They have a nice spirit. Yeah. We have a Wegmans call on the and just a couple more left on the Yak Shack, and then we're going to get the fastest bartender dudes in here. Right. Let's go. This says Wegmans. I know you love Wegmans.
Hey, guys. Tom from Frederick. Sorry about that, Rob, but there are no discounts on sandwiches for Little Robert. Wegmans does not offer any discounts to their employees on any of their merchandise. You can get a cup of coffee for $1, though, if he drinks coffee. That's about it.
And we'll have an update on Robert today, right?
And please don't call him Little Robert because he's now taller than me.
He is good-looking kid,
Thank you.
Rob's got news on that front.
I do.
On the Wegmans front. We got two more. First one comes from an angry dad.
So at Walmart, there is this one bitch who I will not show a receipt to. I won't even give her the respect or courtesy of speaking to her or acknowledging her. I have 5 kids, family of 7. I go shopping. It's a cart full of stuff. I normally go through self-checkout.
You know what? I have to say, there's a lot of anger on the Yak Shack this week.
I think, but you know what? It's good that they're getting it out on the Yak Shack and not in society. This is a safe outlet.
Well, listen to the rest of the story.
Okay.
This cow of a woman has stopped me 3 different times and gone through all of my bags. She has said, and I quote, "I watched you going through self-checkout. I know you didn't ring everything up."
Oh, not
wow. She goes through all of our stuff. Lo and behold, I did ring everything up because I'm not a goddamn thief.
She's not allowed to.
After the 3rd time, I'm done. I'm tired of being accused or profiled or whatever the hell you want to call it by some cow of a woman. Oh, my God, she makes me so angry. Yeah. So now I just walk on. I hear her. She's going, sir. I don't care. I don't look back. I don't care. I just walk out. I'll gladly show my receipt to any of the others. I generally don't have to, but I will. But she can lick my taint.
Oh!
Wow! Have a great day.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. That's one of those on the bubble bleeps.
Look, we said yesterday on the show, Carla did it. Carla said, no, thank you. You say no, thank you, and can I check your receipt? No, thank you. And keep walking. You are under no obligation there to do that. You don't sign anything to go shop in that store. That's the truth.
An answer, though, for Ed Anger there that just called in. First of all, don't use self-checkout because that probably is part of your problem. And don't just not...
No, hold on. He doesn't have a problem, Rob. He can use any checkout he wants. The problem is they're not allowed to do it, and Carla has verified that because he can do all the self-checking out he wants. Now, you can't steal if you're on camera and you get caught because I'm sure they've got more security than just the person. I think that there are overzealous people at the gate. The gatekeepers. Remember when it's supposed to be hugs are great? Walmart greeters?
They're
not
there
security
anymore.
people.
No.
You're not allowed to do it. So you don't have to go through that crap. So I'm for this guy. He wants to check out anywhere he wants.
All right.
You say very politely to these people, no, thank you. I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
They will never look at my receipt. I'm not a thief. You're not looking at my stuff. It's that simple.
But if he was
That's
actually accused of stealing, wouldn't that be enough to make you take your business elsewhere? I wouldn't even go back to the store.
Well, I mean, if it's the convenience store, you know where they put those, but up where we are, where there's nothing else. That's the way it goes. Well, you know what? Let's have a palate cleanser. Our last call.
The final call.
Fitting last call, a musical number. I believe it might be the same lady calling back, but it's hard to tell.
All right.
But what a talent. What a talent. Let's listen.
Okay, so I found the words, Mike.
Oh, that's the same lady.
Oh, good.
Don't go changing to try and please me. You never let me down before. Don't imagine you're too familiar.
Oh.
And I don't see you anymore. I would not leave you in times of trouble. We never could have come this far. Yeah. I take the good times and the bad times. Whoops, I missed that one.
Yeah.
I'll take you just the way you are. Michael Mara.
That's it?
What? I love the Yak Shack. 888-920-MORE, 888-920-6673. That is the way you start a show. And now we're going to ruin everything by Jimmy Cirrito coming into the studio next on the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Jiminy Glick. I recently interviewed the wonderful Pope Francis. He's a celibate who loves the tango.
Get them into the studio,
So
Rob.
apparently it only takes one to tango. Also, unlike his predecessor, he is a humble man. He's not wearing the fur-lined cape, except, of course, when he has Lady Gaga tickets. I also interviewed the wonderful Elton John, and I'll let you all in on a little show business secret. Gay. I also interviewed the late James Brown. Well, I didn't interview him, but we carpooled together to the women's shelter to pick up our wives. Let's be honest, celebrities are our touchdowns to where was I and when. I think we all remember where we were when the Queen had Diana killed. I certainly know where I was. I was getting some polyps removed from my duodenum, and the doctor had just berated me because I'd forgotten to fast. Suddenly the head nurse came running and announced that the princess was gone. It felt like someone had taken a knife and plunged it deep into my gut. And then, of course, I realized the doctor was still in mid-procedure. But aren't you in wonderful shape for someone who's let himself go? And whatever cosmetic surgery you've had, I'd say 20% more and then I'd stop.
Here we go.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live for the Podcast Village studios in our nation's capital. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now. Delighted to have you along with us from Eagle River, Alaska to Rancho Pensaquitos, California, from Crescent Bar, Washington to Dykesville, Wisconsin, from Waitapitlock. Damn it, I screwed it up again. Waitapitlock, Maine.
New one next week. You'll get it next week.
Why do I think I'm mispronouncing that? I'm up here. I should know that.
Yes.
To Lima, New York, the Mike O'Mara Show is on now. Brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Finding a new job is a lot of work. What if you had your own personal recruiter to help you find a better job? Now ZipRecruiter technology can do that for you. Just download the ZipRecruiter job search app. Let it know what kind of jobs you're interested in, and its technology starts doing the work. The ZipRecruiter app finds jobs you'll like and puts your profile in front of employers who may be looking for someone like you. If an employer likes your profile, ZipRecruiter lets you know. So if you're interested in the job, you can apply. Let ZipRecruiter do the legwork and help you find the job you want. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated job search app. Our listeners should download the free ZipRecruiter job search app today and let the power of technology work for you. Don't wait.
Don't wait.
The sooner you download the free ZipRecruiter job search app, the sooner it can help you find a better job. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to find a job, and we appreciate them being a long-term advertiser on the Mike O'Mara Show. It is now time to talk mixology. With two DC legends in the game of mixology. These are two, not only, and let me tell you why I think these two gentlemen have tremendous longevity in the saloon game in Washington, because on top of being skilled at what they do, and they both are, both with behind the bar, managing customers, knowing the business, and doing it. These are two of the nicest guys you're ever going to want to meet.
True, very true.
And they're two guys that I've admired for a long time. Billy Reilly is a legendary man in the bar business. And Jimmy is booing him. Jimmy's been in the business for a million years. The fastest bartender contest back in the day, we at O'Mara's, we turned over O'Mara's to the fastest bartender contest, and it was amazing to watch all these people get up on stage and try to put together a proper drink. And my memory of the fastest bartender contest was you're playing my jingle.
So true.
Good times.
Yeah, good times for about 3 years. Then it was just then it was the Game of Thrones of suck for the rest of the time.
I recall the first 2 years being the better of the three.
Yeah, the third year might have been the transition year.
I got the sign.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'll give you before we talk to Billy and Jimmy. Let me just say, here's some advice for. All right, say you're in a really successful job,
right?
And it's not enough for you. You want more. You want to realize a childhood dream. You want to realize a dream of your father's, and you want to open a pub.
Yes.
And you say it's really important you pick a town that has some sort of friendliness towards you.
Yes.
All right. You don't want to pick a town that wants to really see, ultimately see you dead. All right. So
you didn't feel the open embrace?
When I chose men ass
my nice ass.
I kind of perhaps made an error. Now, I don't know where else I would have gone. It was the opportunity. It was the place that was there. It was a nice room. It's where I happen to live, that area that I lived in. But, it ended up being quite the slog.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I remember.
But anyway, I could talk about me all day long.
You handed out candy at the parade and everything. It's not like you didn't try.
I was in the parade. I was so excited. The first St. Patrick's Day. I should have known when the first St. Patrick's Day, the parade ended, and 300 people walked into my restaurant, and my staff went, anyway.
But you shouldn't have charged $1 for a St. Patty's Day pin, Mike. You should have gave those away for free.
I didn't charge $1, did I?
Yes.
Did I charge
$1? And another $1 to sign it.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
I love you.
All right. Hey, pit bulls, why don't you just calm your booze-addled brains down for a second? All right. Here's the mission.
I bought it. I still bought it.
I can't believe that. That's funny. Charge $1 for a St.
I think that's a deal.
I didn't know I was going to get all the O'Mara's glasses stolen in the first 2 weeks.
Never put a logo on a glass.
No, you never put a logo. I didn't know, Jimmy. Those are some of the things you didn't teach me.
I know that I don't have any Stella Artois glasses at my house.
We don't have any at the bar anymore.
Well, we traded.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I bet Rob's walked out of your joint with a few things. All right. Fastest bartender contest. Billy Reilly, Jim Cirrito.
Hi.
Jimmy Cirrito. To create memories and superstars in the bar, club, and restaurant industry. It was started in 1981 by Kevin Spillane. Did I get the name right with that?
Yep.
And Bill Lucas. Jimmy wins the contest in 1995. Billy. Well, it said on your stuff, it says 95.
You better speak to your advanced guy.
I won in 94 just to clear the record.
Well, excuse me, Jimmy, but I know you're coming in with that attitude, and you know what? It says on my sheet you won it in 1995. Are you 100%
you know what? I
sure?
might have.
No, I won it in 95. You won it in 94.
Okay,
it's
so
still
it
the
says,
bane of my existence.
Rob Spiewak, you gave me this show prep.
And the show prep was sent to me by Mr. Billy Riley.
Oh,
Billy, you sent Rob.
Another mistake.
Billy
Riley.
Billy, you sent this to.
1 point deduction.
This is fun.
It's a 1 point deduction.
This is a great. This is
it's
a
worse than
great
breaking a
Friday
glass.
show. Jimmy Cirrito wins in 1995. Billy Riley.
Terrible.
All right. Jimmy wins in 1994. Billy wins in 1995.
Terrible time in my life.
But
why was it a terrible? Why was?
Oh my God! Well, in '88, I get a phone call. I just gotten in the Bartender Hall of Fame, and I'm on the cover of a couple magazines, and I get a phone call from this child star in Manassas, Virginia. He's at a place called KC's, and he says, "Hey, just wanted to let you know, my name is Jimmy Cirrito, and I'm gonna beat you in everything you ever try to accomplish in this business."
Yep.
And I'm like, go clean,
including drinking.
Go clean some glassware and mop some floors and call me back in a few years. Well, not only did he succeed in everything he said he was going to do, he's got the hottest bar going and earned it. So
he does. He does.
I have to capitulate that he did. He beat
Billy,
me in
let
everything.
me ask you this. Let me ask you this question.
Thanks,
Billy. What do you think the key? I've always said that one of the reasons that my place that didn't linger, you got to be on campus, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be a sole proprietor and run your own joint, it's why chains like go by the by quite often. You got to be there, right? The best ones, don't you find in DC are the where the owners are on the premises.
Sure,
right?
it's all the single men or single women because there's no
married 27
backdrop except for Jimmy, whose wife completely gets it and understands it.
She
but
does.
You need to be there.
Mo gets it.
Mo gets it for sure.
Maureen Donahue Cerrito.
That's right.
MDC.
Maureen understands Jimmy, but Jimmy's a good. Jimmy's good at balancing it.
That's right.
And Jimmy's good at getting other people to be on campus.
That's
for
correct.
him.
And Jimmy has a rock star cast behind him. They're committed to the day to day and get it too. It's like it's their home.
Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. With Jimmy, and one of the things about Jimmy is you get a guy like Justin, one of his great bartenders over there.
Original.
Former winner
of
the fastest bartender contest, Justin.
And it's not, you have to be successful because you're not going to get servers and bartenders to stay if the place is not doing a business. You're not. It's just not going to happen. But beyond that, I mean, you can have a successful place with a revolving door. Why do you think Jimmy holds on to his people for as long as he does? It's a legitimate question. I'm curious about that.
It's a fabulous question. Jimmy Cirrito is the unique individual much like Dick Heidenberg, Jody Taylor, the Nortons and the Rainies from Great American. It's a family atmosphere. It's loyalty. It's fun. It's training. It's being a part of the excitement that's going on. It's always having stuff going, and it's honesty. It's a fabric that is very hard to create.
Unbelievable.
Plus, when I fire people, they show up the next day.
That's right. And you know what? If you need a dishwasher, he washes dishes. If you got to cook, he cooks. Yeah. There's nothing below the process, that has to happen. And people just don't leave that.
And I drank. That's what I did in my joint.
That's okay.
Thank you, Billy.
I have a question for Billy. Is that
can I just say, in 1990, before you ask the question, Rob, in 1992, Billy Reilly. Is it 92 that you won the fastest bartender in the world contest?
That year.
That
year.
No. That was, yes, sir. It was a shoot-off of the
Vegas?
contest. That's correct. It was taken to Vegas by a company out of Baltimore, David George and his people. And they utilized the format as part of a 5-stage, the best sports bartender in America. Now, I didn't give a rat's you-know-what about being the greatest sports bartender. There was a segment in there for the fastest, and I wasn't going to lose that. That was what I needed.
Out of 912 contestants, he wins fastest bartender.
So that's actually, my question actually pertains to that. How in 3 years can you slide from the world's fastest bartender to losing to Jimmy? How does this happen?
It was terrible. I don't want to even talk about that part of the segment anymore. It was the worst time of my life. I lost to him. My 4th second place finish to Jimmy Cirrito.
How did you finally win?
His fulfillment. I finally won the next year because I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't have anything to drink. I got there. I was like, this can't happen again. And I actually have the scoring record at 59 out of 60 points. I was leaving no doubt.
But Billy, leading up to the year you won, I took you to the back bar at Sully's in Chantilly.
Practice.
And we practiced for about 8 hours, and I coached him. I coached him to win.
That's
And I'm sure there was no drinking that went on that when you were practicing.
Yeah. Sully's sheet balanced out really good that week.
The place is closed.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, my band played there. Anyway, we'll take a break. We got more on the fastest bartender contest, and also we're going to ask some old school bartending questions.
Good.
Because let me tell you, we got 2 boys in here that have seen it all. And I'm going to put them on the spot. When we come back,
I gotta go
on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I'll be home in a half hour, honey.
Oh, Susan, before we summer down in Martha's Vineyard, I do need a new summer wardrobe. Polo shirts with the popped collars, new dark siders, and those cable knit sweaters you tie around your shoulders. Now that Jordan, Marsh, and Filene's have closed, what will I do?
Jordan, go to the Mike O'Mara Show Shopping Center and click on the Shop Macy's button. It won't cost you $1, and it helps the boys pay the power bill.
I thank you, Susan. That is a splendid idea. The Mike O'Mara Show Shopping Center. Buy a t-shirt.
What is that? Is that old money New England talking to Back Bay New England, like Southie New England? Is that what it is?
I believe so. The only reason I ran it is that I like the music better. It's when all the people are getting off the boat at Amity Island. I said, you know what? I'll run it once because I like the music.
I want to buy a pin.
A pin. $1.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show.
$2.
This segment of the program brought to you by Cornerstone. Hey, here's food for thought from Cornerstone First Financial. With tariffs and trade wars monopolizing the headlines, you're not hearing about the drop in mortgage interest rates. It's happening, and Cornerstone First Financial can use this trend to benefit you big time. So, whether you're buying a house or refinancing, you've got to act right now while the market is still on your side. Call Cornerstone. Home appreciations are up, rates are low, and with Cornerstone's guarantee to meet or beat any competitor, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to eliminate your PMI, consolidate debt, do home improvements, or take cash out for any reason. Sooner or later, inflationary pressure will push these rates back up to realistic levels, so this won't last. Act now. Cornerstone, licensed in California, Maryland, Virginia, D.C., Georgia, Florida, Colorado. Click their banner on our website. Visit cornerstonefirst.com or call them 866-625-1221. That's 866-625-1221. They're in our building right down on the main floor. Cornerstone First Financial, personal attention from application to closing. We're here with Billy Reilly and Jimmy Cirrito for the fastest bartender contest. Check out the fastest bartender contest on Facebook. And here are the dates. June 17th, they will be in Arlington, the Rooftop Bar and Grill, Arlington, Virginia. June 23rd, Kilroy's. I remember that joint.
Great joint.
Springfield, Virginia.
Fabulous
Still
joint.
going.
June 24th, new joint. Don't know this one. New since I've been gone. Gainesville, Virginia's Rockwood. Where is Rockwood? Where is Jimmy? Jimmy. It's like 10 minutes from your house, and you just
I haven't put it in my phone yet.
Have you seen Gainesville lately?
Conveniently located on Route 29 at Gainesville. As soon as you get off the exit, part of the Cordero Group.
You still in that boys' choir, Billy?
Prime time. Prime time. Don Taco, Don Tito, all those famous joints.
And July 21st at Jimmy's Old Town.
That's the finals.
I
get the finals, Mike.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll be
after
there.
the bartender.
Timekeeper.
By the way, after the fastest bartender contest concludes, Billy Reilly will be starting his world tour with love songs, coming to a theater near you.
You don't bring me flowers anymore.
If you want more information, it's the fastestbartendercontest.com. Nice cough, Jimmy. Jesus Christ.
He's
you guys
killing
been
me
around.
over here.
Oh, my God.
I wish you were here, Mike, because the studio does not smell like Kahlua.
Jimmy, how are you? I haven't even talked to you yet.
I'm
how
doing
are you?
well. Hey, happy birthday, right?
Well, a little early, yeah.
Yeah, early,
the big
but-
one. The big one's coming. So,
Wow.
yeah, the big 6-0.
I never thought I'd be friends with a guy your age.
I don't know what to make of that fantastic
Do we still hang
compliment.
out after you turn 60?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but, not as late. I tried. I tried. I'll tell you, Jimmy, I tried after your joint, and I did one thing. I don't think you know this, but you'll be proud of me for doing this. So we leave the night of Katie's wedding party at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern. If you get to Herndon, Virginia, you got to go to Jimmy's, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of our listeners for... Wow. I mean, decades now have stopped by to see Jimmy from all over the country.
Part of the pilgrimage
of this show.
And know, that was the only thing Julia asked for after graduation. She says, what time does Jimmy's open? I want to go there for lunch. That's our place.
Yeah.
She loves
my daughters were so bummed that we went to the Chinese joint on Friday night and that they weren't able, to make it to Jimmy's after. It's so funny. My daughter graduates college, right?
Yes.
She's got college parties to go. And she says, Dad, where are you going? I said, we got a little thing at Jimmy's. She goes, oh, no. You just graduated. She loves your joint. It's really after I leave, and I'm there with Rob, and then Rob has his kids, so he leaves early. Then Oscar and Todd are ramping up, and then when I left, I perhaps had more than Mrs. O'Mara, and but so she was the DD. She was my designated
I remember.
driver.
I was on the bench with you waiting for the car.
She asked me to navigate, right? She asked me to navigate. And I put in, instead of going back to the hotel, I put in the coordinates for Mario's in Falls Church.
Took her out for lunch.
And she yells at me, and she's screaming at me. And I passed out, apparently, in the car at Mario's. I'm just, leaning back, sleeping. She gets back into the car. The next thing I know, I kind of walk in, and she said, you shouldn't have taken me there. I didn't know that she had purchased anything. She gets into the hotel room, whips out the sub from Mario.
Oh, yeah.
And,
see,
nice
that's why
enough to
she's
give me
great.
that.
That's because I forgot to slide
her.
you subs in
Absolutely.
the window. It was usually what I do.
She'll never forget that. She will never forget that day. Where Jimmy comes running out into the street with 2 subs in his hands.
Yeah, when they're headed to the hotel.
To go right up the street to the hotel. But it's awesome. And so
it was a
in
good
the
time.
in the world of mixology, I will tell you what I remember in having the joint is that when you're there, when you're not there, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you hear all the old sayings like, nothing good happens after midnight. You hear all this.
I've heard still correct.
It's still,
I go home early.
It hasn't changed for 30 years.
It's stunning. It's stunning. In all the years, is there anything, and in no particular order, that jumps out, behind the bar?
Does it include you?
Stop. Will you stop it? Will you behave yourself? What did you come in with this attitude today? The answer is no, it does not include me.
Here's what I think.
That narrows it down.
He's seated in Oscar's seat.
Yes.
And I think it's something to do with
the scab picker's seat.
It is a scabby picking seat. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask 2 questions for both of you.
Yeah.
So this is and take as long as you want because I want to know the answer. The best experience, the best thing, single thing that happened in your career as a bartender, and Jimmy, I'm asking you not. You can probably make it as an owner, but pretty much when you've been working behind the bar, and one of the worst experiences you've ever had. It can be you. And Jimmy, you and I have both experienced with people. Don't go too dark on this. I'm talking about funny bad experiences.
Keep it real, though. Keep it real.
I keep it real.
What are you doing? Keep it personal. Will you stop it?
No.
Will you stop it, please? Yeah, keep it personal.
I didn't do anything.
Billy, what's the best
he
thing
always
that
yells
ever?
at me, Billy. I told you.
What is the best thing that ever happened? Shut up, Jimmy.
There are so
what's
many,
the best thing that ever happened?
So many great things. A lot of it is when either movie stars or important people like the radio guy Michael Mira comes into your bar.
Will you stop,
with
Billy?
the pin?
Will you
okay,
stop
no,
it?
I'm just saying
with the pin.
With the autographed $2 pin. But when people come into your bar and they come in to see you, or they're recommended to come see you, and you are on your game and you do the things that you do. I've had so many of those great experiences, having traveled around the country with Jimmy and the different things that we do when we go places. And I think that the best possible experience is, getting messages or people coming in and saying, hey, I was at Billy Reilly's bar. I met Billy Reilly and we did great things and I can impart something on them. So it's, amazing things. Some of the best things that happened and the funniest things, which kind of ties into the bad things because they're good and bad always at the same time.
Yeah.
Sure, I got when you had a boss just like Jimmy does, every few months you got to rattle the cage. You got to say, listen, you're effing up in these areas. Your costs are bad, things are good,
right.
and we need to tighten it up. I worked for a guy named Jody Taylor, who was one of the greatest bar owners.
What was the bar? What were the bars that he owned?
Black Rooster Pub.
Always color
at
with
19th and L. Just fabulous.
Black Rooster Club.
Fabulous dude. If you meet him and know him, you'll know that it's just a legend. He also was the area manager for the Blackie Auger. That's Black Rooster, Blackie Auger.
Blackies,
Lulu's,
right?
Samantha's.
Oh yeah, of course.
Hey Penny Lion.
A great place to meet friends.
Right. Lots of great things. And he said one time, we're sitting there, costs are bad. Reilly, none of this tonight. No backwards margaritas. Don't grab the upside down stuff and all of the things that you need to have happen. I'm telling you right now, don't do it.
What's grabbing the upside down stuff?
The the expensive liquors. And I would get up on my bar and the whole crowd would turn around backwards for backward margaritas. And I would just pour them like lemon
into people's mouths.
Right. So and the cue for that was Dead Man's Party. Dum dum. It's a dead man's
party.
Right. So
Who
as soon
could
as I
ask
hear
for a more great song?
That's right.
I want to be at that party right now.
That's right. And it was a giant
tequila go right up your nose.
You could watch the entire crowd, of 100 people just turn around and start backing up to your bar. Right. So we would do that. That's right. That was it. So I'm on the bar. I'm pouring these things, and I hear a beep every time I pour. Beep. 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 I'm like, what the hell? I turn around, and he's behind me going, He's red.
This is the owner? The owner's behind you?
That's right.
Okay.
And he's hitting the $10 button every time I pour a margarita. Beep, beep. And he goes, I told you, you son of a beep, beep. Jody Taylor, the greatest.
He's the man.
So
I love
as
that.
bad as it is, it's hysterical,
Oh,
now,
my
before we
God.
move from that, you said that you glossed over it. You said when you serve someone famous, you serve a movie star. Who would you say is the most famous person you've ever made a drink for?
The list.
What pops to mind?
Morgan Freeman.
No
Morgan
way.
Freeman.
Oh, that's cool.
I've
Billy
had.
Riley, I'm very happy to be here with
That's
you.
right.
What a fine tequila shot you pour. $10 a pop, ladies.
That's right.
Mr. Freeman, what is
Upside
the
down.
citrus fruit that goes in a margarita?
That's right.
I believe it is a lime.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jimmy, what about you? I know, and Jimmy has a marketing sense where Jimmy has been. There was something recently. Somebody came out and profiled you. It was either a newspaper article or
It was
something.
the TSA, wasn't it?
No.
The TSA profile.
No, I think it was Rolling Thunder. They did a big article on Jimmy's.
They did
for our ride. We
Rolling
had
Thunder. Yeah, the Jimmy
315
Cirrito.
bikes.
the big national story for those of you around the country that heard this was that they are no longer going to have Rolling Thunder, and Jimmy will maintain the Memorial Day ride to the wall from his joint, which I think is terrific. And you got, you didn't do this to go out and get publicity. They just found you because you were one of the guys to keep it alive, and you had another great ride that I used to participate in when I was up there, and it's awesome. But you have been around. Jimmy is the guy when I was riding through Wyoming, and two men that were extras from King's Dominion or Disney World that were in the Blues Brothers uniforms. And Jimmy and I are riding at 75 miles an hour on a highway in Wisconsin, and the Bluesmobile drives by on its way back to Sturgis, where we were coming from. And I look in my side view mirror, and Jimmy's hands are off his handlebars on his motorcycle going, oh, my God, it's the Blues Brothers. You are someone who likes pop culture, and you like famous people. So I'm curious, who's the most famous person you've ever dealt with besides the Hanson brothers in your illustrious career?
I love those guys.
Shocking.
When I was a young bartender out at Michelli's in California, Los Angeles, I was very nervous. I think I was 20 years old.
That was your first bar gig, right? That place?
Yeah, that was my first bartending
That's one you
gig.
could talk about without having any repercussions.
I was actually 18 when I started bartending. You had to be 21, but I had a mustache, a big Tom Selleck mustache. So
the one I've taken from him.
The biggest name ever that sat down at the bar and ordered a shot of Cuervo was David Carradine.
Oh, it's David
Carradine.
Wow.
Kung Fu. I was trembling.
Did he call you Grasshopper? Because I would love it.
That would be better if he ordered that drink.
If he did. Oh, my God.
He hung
I would
out.
imagine he would be high maintenance.
He was high maintenance, yes.
Yeah.
They're all high maintenance.
Billy, this is what he did to me.
Yeah.
Him and his buddy, and he's wearing a big fur coat.
Okay. Well, of course he was.
Yeah, and we're indoors in L.A., and he's got the fur coat indoors. And I'm trembling all over. He says, 2 shots of Cuervo. Okay, and I'm pouring the shots. My hands are like a 9-year-old man shaking all over. And they slam the shots, and I said, would you like another, sir? He goes, the glass is empty, isn't it?
That sets the tone. That sets the tone for you right away.
Jimmy gave me a tour. I tell this story all the time. When I was going to open my joint, the first time I met Jimmy was going over to get a tour of the bar.
Right.
And my buddy and former business partner John brought me in to meet Jimmy. And Jimmy, at the end of the tour, showed me everything. Showed me all the stuff, all behind the scenes. I was fascinated by it. It was just so interesting to see the inner workings. And then Jimmy looked at me, and he took out a $1 bill, just like he's taking out right now, and show them what you showed me, and say it the way you said it, because I remember.
So, well, Mike, at the end of the day, and you're going to be slammed. You're going to have a line to get in. At the end of the day, the owner gets this much.
By the way, and he said that's if you are incredibly successful. If you are capacity, that's if you make a profit.
Right.
If you're able to make a profit.
And then I said, and then when the dishwasher breaks a plate, you get that much. And then when the bar. Yeah. And then when Billy Reilly gives away all those margaritas, forget about it.
All right, we'll take a break. We got to we will come back. We're with Billy Reilly and Jimmy Cirrito. It is the Fastest Bartender Contest. Check them out on Facebook or thefastestbartendercontest.com. We'll come back with our 2 mixologists right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Blowing up.
What's your name? You. That's my name. ABC. A always, BBC calling the Yak Shack. AIDA, add, interest, drunk, asshats. Add, do you have something to add? Interest, are you interesting? I know you are, because it's yak or walk. You call or you hit the bricks. Drunk, have you had a few drinks tonight? And asshats. That's kind of self-explanatory. Call 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. You. That's my name.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This portion of our program brought to you by KiwiCo. Subscription boxes all the rage. Yes. My kid got the greatest subscription box about 3-4 weeks ago. KiwiCo is the name of the company. They create cool projects for kids to make learning about STEAM fun. And I'm not talking about steam from a steam engine.
No.
I'm talking about STEAM. That equals science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Michael absolutely loves his, and they do different age groups. Each box is designed by experts and tested by kids. They contain all the supplies needed for that month's project, easy-to-follow instructions written for kids, and an educational magazine so the learning continues. KiwiCo has 7 lines of crates, so there's always something age-appropriate and fun in store for your kids. It's like getting a birthday or a Christmas present.
Every month.
KiwiCo is a convenient, affordable way to encourage your children to buy anything they want to be. Just for our listeners, go to kiwico.com/TMOS to get your first month free. Every day counts when it comes to making a difference, so don't miss out on this amazing opportunity. Again, go to kiwico.com/TMOS to get your first month free. That's kiwico.com/TMOS. We're here with Jimmy Cirrito and Billy Reilly. They're here to talk about the fastest bartender contest. We got just a few minutes left, fellas, but I have to ask you, so what is the status of this event that's been going on for as long as I can remember, certainly in D.C.? Where are we with the fastest bartender?
That's you, Billy.
I appreciate that, Mike. You know, it ran from 81 to 2012 straight. We were 17 states, different cities, and things that we did. In 2012, the inevitable divorce for me and some challenges came about.
Oh, no.
Right,
I can't relate to that, Billy.
I know it. I didn't want to bring up any bad memories, but, here we go.
The contest got the house.
The contest got the house.
I didn't leave
it owned the bar. The contest did get the house. That's hysterical. And the car. Sorry. And I took the debt. Anyway.
No, the nice way to say it, Billy, is you retired.
I retired from my marriage. I was aging out, and it was a problem. So I had to go.
And you let some other younger bartenders take over. Chris
I did. I let some other bartenders take over.
Gizmo Ward.
Ray Ward, the star.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And,
So did they keep it going after you did it?
They did what they could for a couple of years.
Okay.
The whole game's about sponsors and relationships and those things.
It's a big deal.
They were a little young in that. But you know what? I approached Chris Hollowell last summer, and I said, listen, you guys aren't doing anything. I own a percentage of this still. I retained the copyrights and the trademarks, so I'm going to activate again. I've done a lot of research. I think we can get back in. So after 6 months of lawyers and hard work and working with Chris Diddy Hollowell, who is the new CEO and owner from Primetime and Rockwoods, part of the Cordero Group, Chris Hollowell and I were able to put together a team, put together some sponsors, and reignite the contest, which started 3 weeks ago.
And you know
if
what?
You're a customer coming in to the fastest bartender contest, what do they see, Jimmy? What do they see when they walk into your bar for a fastest bartender?
If they know it's happening, then they're okay with it. If they don't know it's happening, they probably turn around and run out the door.
Right.
Great promotion, Jimmy.
Yes.
The optimistic fatalist. Nobody can promote an event like Jimmy Cirrito.
Let me try and
run out the door.
See if I can't
it.
turn this around.
Right.
It's industry, isn't it? It's industry.
Right. It's all bartenders.
Right.
It's hundreds of bartenders in the same room.
Well, that's the key.
And one thing,
you
talk about the sponsors and the relationships, and it's a great time. It's a lot of fun. But what they haven't mentioned is that he has, over the past 30-some years, raised over $600,000 for charity.
Easily.
And that's what's going on right now. So
Easily.
if you have a time to go and they want to have a good time and have your money go to a great cause, you want to support this.
And it's almost
Billy.
40 years.
Right.
1,300 bartenders have competed in 16 different states. The contest is looking to go national and franchise. So your rekindled energy is going to make this thing bigger and better. And I'm excited for you guys.
Yeah,
it's gonna be and what do you say when they go over that line? Too many? Is that where that's too much? What do you do? What's your thing that you always?
A good one.
That's when it's on the line.
You have to pour the booze in the right amounts.
Under.
Or you're screwed, right? That's
Over.
under the line. Right.
Yep.
Jimmy, what's the key to winning the competition?
Staying sober.
We're out.
And staying sober. Yeah.
It's practice. There's keys to it. There's the way you move. You've got to have a gig to how that thing moves. But Mike, you couldn't be more correct. The Make-A-Wish Foundation has been a big key for us, and our major sponsors, some local guys. The Dr. Stoner's guys, the #1 selling small distiller in the state of Virginia, Malarkey, and Heaven Hill nationally, and a bunch of local guys. BJ Pool and Spa, Bob Say, the Standard Barbershop,
Look at this man promoting his sponsors.
Penny Pincher Coins, and soon to be the Michael Mara Show. I'm doing you for free this next 10 shows. We're going to put you on everything.
I love it.
It'll only cost you a pin and $1.
What's great is
a pin and $1 for my old bar. Thank you very much.
From memory, Billy rolls out 12 sponsors, boom, like that. And what does Jimmy say? You're going to turn and run the other way.
There you go. All right, get the hell out of the studio. Thank you, gentlemen.
Great.
We appreciate that. Yeah.
Happy birthday,
Jimmy,
Mike.
Hi, Mo.
Anything,
Hi, Kelsey.
Jimmy, anything else going on in your life
The
you
best
wanted to
thing
say?
that ever happened to me when I was bartending back in the day was meeting my wife, Maureen.
Nice. Best plug of the day.
Love you.
Super Mo.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys. You guys are the best.
Thank you. That's Jimmy and Billy. Thank you, boys. Good luck with the fastest bartender competition. We will take a break. Rob and I come back with news you may not need right here on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
Oh, Father's Day is June 16th. You know, the guy who knocked up your mother, and 9 months later, bada bing, you came into this world. Well, what do you give dear old dad on such a special day? Well, head over to the MikeOMaraShow.com website, click on the shopping center banner, where you'll get presents for your old man at Macy's.com, Target.com, or Walmart.com. Now let's return to the Mac Daddy himself, Papa Mike O'Mara. Meow, meow, meow.
Meow, meow, meow.
Thank you, Paul. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Brought to you by our bonus packages. Let's talk a little about Jack Weston.
Oh, okay, good.
A wonderful character actor, a Broadway comic, and a Golden Globe nominee. You may remember him from the Alan Alda movie The Four Seasons, or as the scheming crook in Wait Until Dark.
He was excellent in that.
But to me, he will always be George Stickle from the classic half-animated fish movie The Incredible Mr. Limpet. Your people are going crazy over this, boy. Weston left us in 1996.
Sadly.
Leaving behind a wonderful career and one large regret. He never heard the TMOS bonus show. Sad.
It's like the president would say.
Of course, sad. Of course, it didn't exist yet, but still a tragedy. And safe home, Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
We enjoyed having you.
You know what she does, Mike? She likes to bake, so maybe she'll have more time to bake now.
Good luck back in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Sarah
of course,
Sanders.
The bonus show is an extra TMOS every week for just a handful of pennies. The TMOS Joy Boys pack 60 minutes of hilarity into just 1 hour. Don't be haunted. Don't be haunted by something you didn't do. Don't be like Jack Weston, who doesn't even know. My Mercedes! That's what you wanted. You got it. Click the banner on our website, and you'll get access to all our bonus content, and you'll be helping TMOS. So please buy our thing. By the way, this is really inside the TMOS bonus show.
Yeah.
This is super, super duper inside.
Yeah.
But people were talking about when I did the Tuscarora theme song the other day.
Yeah, the school
that
song.
They want to hear that isolated and put online, and I back that up. So if you boys can find
absolutely.
that, and we can put that out there, it would be great. But I stole that song from the movie Dirty Dancing.
Oh,
when he stands on stage at the Catskills Resort
at the end of the summer, right?
At the end of the summer, and he sings his song, staff and guests and visitors, staff and guests. It was that. That's it.
That's
visitors,
so great.
staff and guests. This is Tuscarora's moment. That's what I did.
Didn't I sent you that DVD, didn't I? I meant to if I didn't. The Dirty Dancing DVD, because you had talked about that song, and I wanted to make sure you saw it.
It's wonderful. It's
and also Jack Weston,
stuff.
I believe, the only person to do nudity in the Four Seasons.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because he goes skinny dipping, right?
Shows his ass.
Big fat ass in the water. Very exciting.
My Mercedes!
News. Boo. The Toronto Raptors defeated the Golden State Warriors by a score of 114-110 in Game 6 last night to win their first ever NBA title. This is both the NHL and the NBA with first-time winners, and that is good for sports in general.
I was going to say good for all sports, especially their own, right?
Salute to our friends from Toronto. Good for Toronto to get a big win. I'll tell you, if they could win a Stanley Cup, that would be a different level. That a whole nother level.
Yeah, but they don't care about that. You know what they want to win? They want to win another country because
they want to invade. I
ready
know.
to. Do you want to
stop it?
Do you want to hear the final moments of the game?
Yeah, let's hear the final moments.
That's it. There's a new NBA champion, and it's a team from Toronto, Canada. We, the North, are now we, the champions. The Raptors are 2019 NBA champs.
Wonderful. Congratulations. Kawhi Leonard named the finals MVP, and congratulations to the city of Toronto and the Raptors for the big win. Cuba, is it Cuba or Cuba?
I think it's Cuba.
Cuba Gooding Jr., accused of groping a woman at a bar Sunday, and yesterday he was formally charged with 1 count each of forcibly touching and sexual abuse in the 3rd degree.
Oh.
He insisted that there's video evidence that will clear him of the allegations. However, TMZ got their hands on some surveillance video, and it looks like Cuba definitely touched the thigh of his accuser. I watched the video, but the breast groping is debatable on this video I watched. It seems weird since it's in front of his girlfriend. In fact, it's across his girlfriend. And it's hard to tell if he's pulling her hand up to kiss it. That's what it looked like to me. Or if she's pushing his hand away. So the tone of their encounter is definitely hazy. It also doesn't appear that the accuser was arguing with him. Cuba was sitting alone when his girlfriend stumbles over to him, followed by the other woman. If you're going to convict a guy based on the video I looked at, that would be a stretch. The video does not.
A lot of people, though,
conclusive.
have said that he is guilty of making the movie Snow Dogs. And that might be enough to put him away.
Show me the money. The new show for parents to freak out about is on HBO, and it's called Euphoria. Have you seen any promos for this show?
I have not
either. It is a show about high schoolers, and it doesn't skimp on the sex and drugs. Okay. There's one scene in a boy's locker room that's supposed to be an homage to the shower scene in Carrie, and it includes, they list them here, 30 penises.
Oh, okay.
But there could have been a lot more. Creator Sam Levinson says there were originally supposed to be, quote, like 80 more. Okay, Sam, why are you quantifying?
Well, Mike,
I'm
that would make
disturbed
110 penises, and that also makes 220 balls.
Yeah, well, yes, and 110 total. Too many for HBO, but 30 is cool.
Yeah.
So if you're
if you go past 50, they put you on Showtime. It's a cable TV rule.
Yeah. If you're into that type of thing, Euphoria is the show. Put it,
all
put it
over
on your DVR. There you go. There's a 49-year-old guy. He's from Detroit, and his real name is Henry Ford. He's not related to the Henry Ford, but he's wanted now for, yeah, you got it,
what?
Car theft. He's been in and out of prison for stealing things in cars. He's been stealing cars.
Nice.
He's gotten phones. He was locked up recently for stealing GPS units out of cars, but was released. And then he cut off his ankle monitor, mailed it back to the Michigan Department of Corrections, and he stole the tires off a Ford EcoSport. The police are still trying to track Henry Ford down. Henry, give yourself up. Thank you.
You know that Henry Ford, the real Henry Ford, you know what his son's name was?
What's that?
Edsel. That's how they named the car.
The failed car.
The failed car
Edsel
was named after Edsel Ford.
Boy, I'm trying to think. Oh, you know what? A buddy of mine, an old guy down in Florida, is, he renovated a Studebaker.
Oh, I bet it's gorgeous.
He's putting air conditioning in it. It's going to be his driving around car. Should be done by the time I get back down there.
I can't send a picture. I can't wait to see it. The good lines on a Studebaker.
This guy's a car guy. Was very successful. Very successful. He's got a big, successful, wonderful car.
I know
collection.
that before the car had air conditioning, it was sad.
Sad. Very, very sad. Goodbye, Sarah. Let's find out more about that. Another contrived holiday means there must be another contrived survey to go along with it, since I'm getting convinced every day that nothing is real anymore. This is the latest survey. It shows dads are getting less handy in 2019. Now, that doesn't surprise me.
That sounds about
right. I could see why that might happen. They asked modern dads about different tasks and whether they could handle them on their own. 32% of millennial dads say they don't even own a hammer. Now, do you think this is BS, or do you think that could be true? I just don't understand how you could have a home without a tool like a screwdriver or a hammer.
I
just
think
don't understand.
That sounds like a manufactured statistic to me.
63% of millennial dads could change a flat tire versus 79% of baby boomer dads. Well, I think it's a question of necessity. If you're in a pinch, you have to do it.
Well,
right?
you know what? The changing the tire is not hard. The bad thing is when they stop making jacks that were real.
Yeah, when they have the fake jacks.
Yeah, the jack is what'll screw you.
Where you got 14 pieces in the trunk of your car.
And it turns out you're like turning a hex key to lift your car. I don't understand.
Yeah, and it's got like a little hole in it where it's supposed to fit like that. It's very strange.
Yeah.
54% versus 85% could reset a tripped circuit breaker. Are you kidding me?
That's
you mean
stupid.
only 54% of millennial dads can't? That's ridiculous.
The lamp went out. We're selling the house.
I love lamp. 63% of millennials could jumpstart a car. 86% of baby boomer dads could. 65% of millennial dads. Now, these are the parents of millennials, like me.
No, I think these are millennials that are parents.
Really?
Yeah, because they're old enough to be that now. Yeah.
86% of the baby boomers could unclog a sink. And the best one,
I can clog a sink.
I can clog a toilet.
Yes, you can.
Only 59%, and Oscar really can.
Oh my God!
I had to bring Roto-Rooter out to my house.
You know what? He probably should see a doctor.
Yes. 59% of dads today are confident they could open a stuck pickle jar with their hands. That's compared with 81%. How do they get that? They ask questions.
Well, for one thing, millennials don't eat pickles.
That's right. Billy Reilly could open any jar.
With his voice.
With his voice, thank you. You had the joke before I did. And now, a little something. Yes. A 4-year-old boy craving candy. And by the way, thank you for going there first. A 4-year, and I'm not talking about that joke. I'm talking about when he was in.
Well, he's more the same than he's ever been.
Right, yeah. By the way, he sounds like that. That's the way, he sounded like that for 40 years.
He has.
That's the way he sounds. A 4-year-old boy craving candy was somehow able to hop into his great-grandfather's vehicle and make a 1.5-mile trek to a speedway in Blaine, Minnesota.
Blaine.
Those capsules will be over, Mrs. Blaine.
You got a memory like a steel trap.
The boy, of course, was named Sebastian. He seemed to know everything about his great-granddad's Hyundai Santa Fe. Sebastian demonstrated how he pulled it off. He used great-grandpa's walker to grab the keys from the wall hooks, and when no one was watching, he bounded into the driver's seat and he took off.
He's 4?
4 years old. This, of course, terrified the family, but nobody got hurt, and police were able to intervene before Sebastian could drive home. And here's the quote from the father, the grandfather, the great-grandfather.
Hey, he is great.
His great-grandfather says, he watches everything. He watches everything people do, and he'll repeat it. That's what Roy Becker said. That was the great-grandfather.
Yes.
Later that afternoon, Sebastian scratched his balls and pretended not to hear his great-grandmother. Thank you. Thank you very much. He watches everything and repeats it. Thank you. That's the joke.
Hey,
all right,
Granny.
we'll take a break. Kilimanjaro Cookout playing in the background. I think that's what it is. Is that what it's called? Nutville. The other one that I like.
Yeah.
Buddy Rich on the Mike O'Mara Show. We'll take a break. Come back with the last audio vault of the week, everybody.
This week on the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show.
508 calories in one biscuit with gravy.
So that's a...
How many biscuits did you have?
Really?
Yes.
Between the night she made them and the morning at breakfast?
Just talking
I
about...
had 4.
Okay.
So you have to count the 11 o'clock biscuit.
2,032
So I had 1,000 calories at 11 o'clock at night with honey on them.
Get the honey, Junior.
Honey. Where's the honey, Junior? I suck. I so totally suck.
The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Because 5 hours a week just ain't enough. Always available at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Bonus.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by our Vegas show. Pay attention to the words coming out of my mouth.
Right.
There are only 154 days until the TMOS 10th Anniversary Spectacular, which means 42% of the year has passed. And we are that much closer to the event. But you still haven't bought a ticket. You're killing me, Smalls. Why are you waiting? Because you heard that Friday sold out? You moron. Don't you know that you have a second chance to hang with Mike, Rob, and Mario? Saturday, November 16th, 2019, the TMOS crew will be in the Zappos corporate headquarters with a second amazing all-new show. Don't miss out. You will not get another opportunity. We have canceled the brunch show.
What?
You only have 154 days, so buy now. Night 2 all new. Tickets on sale now at MikeO'MaraShow.com. until they sell out or until we get the Apple adapter we need to change the banner. This will sell out, and you need to be there. The TMOS 10th Anniversary Spectacular, brought to you by Zappos. Excelsior! Let's sell this puppy out this weekend.
That'd be great. You know who bought a ticket this morning? I was just looking at the grid. Jack
Who
Weston. The estate of Jack Weston, actually.
My
I
Mercedes!
think that's money well spent.
I'm standing at the audio vault. I've opened the door.
Look at your ass.
Yes, thank you. Oh, my Mercedes.
Mike, I have a fantasy. I would love to see a reality show on television that tracks two people that live together, and the two people I'd like to see living together are Gary Bettman and the NBA commissioner Adam Silver. And they
so Adam Silver did a speech at the NBA championship game?
After the game, he came out and gave a trophy.
Your 2019 NBA champions, the Toronto Raptors.
36 million Canadians that are cheering for our Raptors, and this trophy is going to stay in Canada for many years to come.
Do you know that the NBA trophy is called the Larry O'Brien Trophy? I did not know
remember
that.
Larry O'Brien, the commissioner of the NBA. I remember that very, very well.
But it would be so
not
great
as
to
bad
see.
as Gary Bettman.
No, but I would love to see Silver and Bettman go on like little adventures.
It's Silver and Bettman, a comedy team. Thank you.
Are you on the Jeopardy train even though that Jeopardy James is gone?
Jumped off as quick as I jumped on. I have not watched an episode since he got knocked off.
Then you
Sorry,
missed it.
but it's true.
You missed it last night. One of the categories was rap. And you got a really good read from
Trebek
Alex.
rapping, right?
Yeah, well, no, not rapping, but doing one of the catchphrases of Lil Jon.
Champ, where do we start?
I live in Bed-Stuy. Let's go rap for 800.
He's known for Turn Down for What, as well as Dave Chappelle's impression of him. Yeah! How was mine? Close? EJ?
Who's Lil Jon?
Lil Jon. Yep, I got him dead on.
I think Mike, I think I will send you this.
Yeah!
Let me just say this. And I do not jump on my butt if I'm late to the party because this is an older rapper. But I am there is a rap song out there that I will play on the bonus show next week. And it's from a rapper. I am absolutely in love with this woman. Her name is Aquafina.
Oh, yeah.
Are you familiar with Aquafina?
She was in Crazy Rich Asians.
She was?
Yes.
I love her. I love everything she does. She was also in Ocean's 8. Yeah. And I will be playing her her wonderful song, very delicate, My Vag.
Oh, it's a good record, I bet.
Have you heard it?
I may have heard it. It doesn't spring to mind.
It is. Get it, load it, and we will play it on the bonus show next week.
Is it on the Crazy Rich Asians soundtrack?
I don't believe it is. I don't think they could put this one on the soundtrack.
I love that
X-rated.
soundtrack. If someone could possibly maybe send you a copy of that soundtrack this week, and I bet you'd enjoy it. So watch your email box.
I love it, but that is a great soundtrack, and that's a great movie. So check that out. But Aquafina,
yes,
you are my goddess. I wanted to share that.
Aquafina has probably never been arrested for DUI, unlike a man named Reuben Yoder, who is in Kentucky. He got a DUI. Mike, sad. He was picked up for a DUI with his 7 kids and his wife. But here's the thing. He was driving a horse and buggy.
Oh, he's an Amish dude.
Yeah, he has the long beard and the whole deal. Did you know you could get a DUI for a horse and buggy?
Yes, we've had those stories, haven't we, in years past, where they get busted for it?
The Kentucky policeman explains.
In the state of Kentucky, you can actually get a DUI on anything, motorized or not. It can be a horse, a tractor, anything that's either mechanically powered by a motor or it's mechanically powered, upon itself, like an animal or something like that. A bicycle, any of that would classify as a DUI.
Bicycle.
Mike, anything that moves itself like an animal.
Like an animal.
Like an animal.
A bicycle. Thank
well,
you.
his voice reminded me of something that we haven't heard from Luke Bryan in a while. And the kiss of death, I've always felt, is when someone predicts what the song of the summer is going to be.
Okay.
And he started predicting this in April, and he's still staying with it. And the thing is, you ain't never heard it yet.
Yes, so my new single, Knockin' Boots, it's just big old summer fun, in my opinion. I mean, I think if you overanalyze what that song's about, then, you're not having fun listening to music. I mean, the first time I heard it, I was like...
Yes.
What do you think, Luke? Fucking? Sorry, I had to.
I'm not sure about the hook and all that, but the more I listened, I was like, just the chorus felt so big. But the song's doing well, and I love having it out. I think it's going to be a big song for the summer.
Yeah, it's going to be real big after 3 months and no one's playing
truck
it.
Needs a half tank.
And people, please stop sending me the picture of Luke Bryan next to Butthead. I get it, okay? I get it.
You're wearing me down on the Luke Bryan. I'm coming to your team, by the way.
In what way?
You're playing enough of him where I'm beginning to jump on the Rob Spiewak bandwagon with Luke Bryan.
Mike, Knockin' Boots, I just can't figure out what it's about.
What the heck? It's not too complicated.
It's like American Pie. It's so complicated.
And there it is, like modern country. Yeah. And then I get the chorus with a bunch of people singing, we do da-ba-dee-a-dee-a-dee.
Mike, that song is a template from the Shake Your Red Solo Cup in the Air tempo. That's exactly what that is.
It's a long way from Ring of Fire, isn't it, Rob?
It truly
is. Long way. Yes, sir.
Mike, be careful when you're peeing off your deck.
Really?
A gentleman in Canada stopped his mountain bike to pee off a cliff.
Okay.
It didn't go well.
He told us that he was relieving himself and slipped and fell off the cliff, 60 feet. Some major lower body injuries, possible broken ankles, broken legs. He was in definite pain, and then we carried him out by hand.
I hope they zipped.
Yeah, especially carrying him out by hand.
Could have been the highlight of the ride.
Grab the handle.
Ring, ring, ring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's close with this. Mike, you still haven't seen Avengers Endgame, right?
And I won't.
All right.
Probably not even on cable.
But
I'll never see that movie.
There are people that have seen it many, many, many times.
The Florida man has reportedly seen Avengers Endgame 114 times. Said theater staff, "Oh wait, never mind. He's just dead."
That's your magic audio vault. Have a great weekend,
That's
everybody.
so stupid. They didn't put a. That's an O'Mara joke that Seth Meyers told.
I like
right
that
there.
he laughed before he got to the punchline because he knew it was coming.
Hey, it's a big weekend for sales for our live Las Vegas show on the second night, which means the Friday show is sold out. So if you would like to buy tickets, do it this weekend. Tickets on sale for our 10th anniversary spectacular at MikeO'MaraShow.com. The Yak Shack open all weekend. We love our weekend calls. We
Mailbag
had great
open
calls
too.
this week. Oh, the mailbag. We didn't get to your mailbag this week.
So we'll have a double mailbag next week.
We're going to have a doppel mailbag next week, but if you'd like to call the Yak Shack, 888-920-6673. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, who is in Texas, this is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Yeah! Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Why are you guys so sweaty?
All right, we've already figured out how to do this. The beds match up perfectly. And here's the thing, it'll give us so much extra space in our room to do activities.
I think you fuck.